To avoid making a 30-minute video last time, I decided to cut our kinesiology reactions into two parts. In last week's video, everything was filmed within a few days of each other. Today, we're going to cover the next week or so thereafter.
Hi everybody! 4 days after the kinesiologist, and Melody is 3 and a bit weeks, and I just wanted to talk about those things for a little bit. She's doing so well, she's thriving, she's growing big, her hair is growing so fast, she is so cute. Melody! Oh, she's got so much feminine essence and it's just amazing and beautiful and I love it. It is a huge thing what happened at the kinesiologist doing. Hi! It is a life-changing thing to do and I absolutely recommend it for everyone to do. It changed our lives because obviously we're not in fight or flight anymore, and now there's habitual fight or flight, which it's just surface level, like surface level iron, and iron stores are deeper. And so you feel the effects immediately. You can't believe how like deeply kind of rested you feel in the back of your bones, but you're still just like panting like you've been on a long race and you're finally like, I don't have to race anymore. I can relax, I can calm down. And you might think you're at that place, but everyone has probably had some sort of trauma as a child or a baby or in the womb that needs to be reset. My children have that. I need them to have their work done and reset. And so what Dr. T. Shungri, I hope I said that right, Adam. What he said was that after you have the knot therapy done, so the neural organizational therapy done, resetting your nervous system from back when you first experienced like sort of the first traumas, and for me, that was a long time ago. And so after you have that happen, a reset, you then might need to come back if you have other issues, and then they will stay healed because you are healed from the very beginning of your existence in this life. You're safe now. Your body understands that you're safe now and you're healed. So then you have actually, like I've been having a lot of other just surface level traumas come up, like having stomach issues and needing to heal that, and like internally, like the gut and any pelvic or hip problems, like childbirth creates a lot of that, and so getting your stomach and everything else healed through kinesiology. And if you don't know what that is, just look up on YouTube like kinesiology muscle testing. Like I can do that on me and the family now, which is really cool. Or applied kinesiology, and when you start watching it, it's pretty mind-blowing, but it makes sense and it's accurate and correct in the way that they do things. Like, I mean, it actually works. So 4 days later, after we mentioned how we felt the first 2 days or something, like we've woken up to who we are and our, like the true nature of our beings inside of us, and yeah, and it's incredible. I'm Belle, and like a high status woman, and being born in royalty in past lives and things. And Adam is a warrior, and he's showing that, and it's amazing and incredible. I've got more healing to go. There's an awesome woman on YouTube that I heard from about hyperpressives and healing prolapses with just a certain breathing technique. I've been doing it and it's working. It's like a very speedy recovery from something that was really negatively impacting me. Like, to be free is what everyone desires, and there's a lot of hard work that goes into doing that, to being free, and we love it. We love doing that hard work and reaching to those places, and I just want everyone else to be able to had the opportunity to be aware of it, to be conscious of it in case they desire the same. Thank you. Wow. I just got a pizza delivered. Adam just made that for me. Thank you. A warrior who cooks and cleans as well. He's freaking amazing. I can't express how much love I have for him and how much he is helping me. And applied kinesiology is definitely a recommendation I have for like everybody.
I think everyone is pretty well familiar with the ice bath trend. Super good for your health. We don't have access to an ice bath where we live, but in the wintertime, this stream can get down to as low as 5 degrees Celsius or about 42 degrees Fahrenheit on frosty mornings. I'm guessing this is closer to 7 or 8 degrees. Putting my head under felt like a bunch of spikes being simultaneously driven into my skull. It was brutal. Now, I also did this a few days before the neural organizational therapy when it wasn't even this cold, and I'm not ashamed to say that at the time I had to hold myself, hold my inner child for 5 to 10 minutes before I felt safe enough within myself to submerge myself in the water. That might sound strange, but this is after months of learning to open myself up emotionally and actually process my own very repressed emotions from religious trauma. Learning to hold my inner child has been an important part of that healing process. The neural organizational therapy has been really great for me because I got to finally saw off all my overgrown shrubbery branches so I can refocus all my energy on my trunk, my core self, with the goal to finally poke through that canopy above me and be a fully mature tree. And I'm happy to report that I haven't had any need to hold my inner child since seeing the kinesiologist, so I'm now able to focus on actually building myself up as a real man. Bell mentioned the notion of previous lives in our last video, so while I talk a little bit more about biblical reincarnation, this is our swimming hole in the summertime, the Meander Creek. First of all, we need to clear up two conflated terms. When we think of modern Buddhist reincarnation, because of Hollywood media, we tend to think of transmigration, which is the spirit of man moving to inhabit a slug, or cow, or tree, or rock. Reincarnation is to incarnate again or become flesh again into a mortal body as a living man or woman. Is there any evidence that this was believed in the Bible? Yes. Job 121, naked came I from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return there. Revelation 3:12, this is Jesus speaking. He that overcomes the world will I make a pillar in the temple of God, and he shall go no more out again, implying that it is customary for souls to come in and out of heaven multiple times. In John 9, Jesus' disciples ask him, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? This question only makes sense coming from a perspective that assumes reincarnation. If this were a faulty worldview, Jesus would have corrected it in his answer. Then we have Jesus stating multiple times when questioned that he is not Elijah returned, but John the Baptist is Elijah, come to prepare the way as prophesied in Malachi 4:5. Behold, I will send Elijah the prophet before the great and dreadful day of the Lord. Then we have Matthew 11:13-14. This is Jesus speaking. For all the prophets and the law have prophesied until John the Baptist, and if you'll accept it, or if you have ears to hear, he is the Elijah that was to come. Matthew 17:12-13. Jesus again, behold, I tell you, Elijah has already come, and they did not recognize him. Then the disciples understood that he was talking to them about John the Baptist. Now, some people argue that this is a special role for specific key prophetic figures to play in this game of life. God sends them multiple times specially, but us regular folks only live one mortal life. However, James the Just, brother of Jesus and first bishop of the Church of Jerusalem, tells us differently. James 5:17, Elijah was a man just like us. No, the far more logical answer is that Jesus, in conquering death, actually enables us to have multiple chances at salvation through multiple incarnations or lives. The Cathars in medieval France, whom were hunted down and exterminated by the Vatican as heretics, believed that Jesus actually taught this world we are in was the underworld or hell, that Satan was the god of this world, and that Jesus provided the pathway out of here to God's realm. The Quran, which reveres Jesus as the greatest prophet ever, backs this up by saying that we live multiple lives. And one of the most important aspects to all this, that the majority of Christianity has conveniently forgot, The Apostle Thomas, doubting Thomas, his missionary journey after Christ's ascension into heaven was to India, where he had thousands and thousands of converts who called themselves Brahmins or Abrahamans. The original enlightened one in Buddhism is Siddhartha, which is an etymological match for son of David. He was a prince by birth, born to Maya, Arabic, Maria, Hebrew, Miriam, English, Mary, Marianne. He rejected any claim to his throne to live in poverty and travel around teaching others how to overcome this fallen world. He didn't write anything down. He had a core group of disciples, many of whose names are perfect linguistic matches for the 12 apostles, who wrote down his teachings and passed them on. And here's something I learned in Taiwan. All of Chinese Buddhist scripture is transliterated, gibberish. They believe the actual words as they were originally taught were so powerful that it's more important to say them as they sound rather than to understand what was actually being taught. So could that be the original Hebrew or Arabian Gospel of Matthew? I think it's very possible. Either way, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, there's more than enough evidence to suggest reincarnation as the biblical mode provided through Jesus conquering death for us to be reconciled with God.
Okay, Adam wanted me to talk about what it's like 10 days after... Shh, Aki, don't wake up Melody. 10 days after the NOT therapy. And I feel like my body has been like stripped of every single thing inside it and gone back to it, but not in an owie raw way, in a filled healing way, like things are blossoming the way that God intended my body and my spirit to be created. Like it connects to the realm, to the earth. And there's nothing that feels like it that's out of control, that lacks self-control, if that makes sense. There's one more thing that I think is connected to my stomach potentially. So I'm gonna go back and do one more. It's gonna feel so good. I'm ready to let go of all of the stuff that I have like held on to for like a long time, and my body's ready to like finally rest in this deep place that reaches the bottom and there's nothing else there but God. What else? Melody's doing wonderful. She's almost 1 month and she's in she's almost outgrown 3-month clothing. Children are doing well. It's interesting how the NOT has affected our family relationships. Like, there's a lot of healing and growth there. And so, yeah, as I said before, we're excited to get the children to go and do that. Adam has done really well. Some ways that we've changed is that Adam can now just eat tomato and eat pickles and eat tuna. Like, he's making tuna casserole right now, and he had pickles on a hamburger and a cheese toasty sandwich thing. And anyone that knows Adam, he like has not been able to eat any of those things. All the things that were his little pet peeves and all that, gone. Like, there's nothing. And for me, like, a lot of my hearing misophonia issues, and like even like outrageous like pride, certain things, or a lot of judgmental things that like they're just disappearing. Like, it's just, and so I'm so excited what like a year or 5 years is going to look like from now. Our life has been incredible here in Australia. Breaking our lease and jumping in a caravan, taking out 5 little children with a little newborn to start homesteading and start a clean, fresh life and heal like inside, heal ourselves and undo a lot of organizational teachings and things that were harming our bodies as we're trying to grow, and like healing codependency. It's been a really amazing journey. It feels like our time might be wrapping up here, and it's going like slow but fast, if that makes sense. Oh, I heard a cow. Things are changing amazing, and I can't wait to see what the children will be like after theirs is done. Wow, oh my goodness. And so Daddy has set up a woman movie date for us women, and I guess the men will probably watch some sort of old-fashioned masculine movie. And he's making tuna casserole, like I said, which is mind-blowing. So it's good. Everything's just like coming together, amazing. And oh, thank you.
There's a princess and then an evil bad crystal turning into a duck, and then the good crystal that was a robot came and turned it back into a wood.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Ira. Melody put on 1.2 kilos in 3 weeks. Yeah, she's growing fast and she's so chubby that she's like got rolls like all the way around at the back, and I'm like, when I put oil on her back, I can't believe the healthy fat that's all over her, and her bones are just so sturdy and long, and her feet are huge, and so she's going to be one tall, healthy woman. We want to thank everybody for their amazing gifts. The children absolutely love their dolls so much, and Lyric is obsessed with Melody in this really beautiful way. He comes up to her and he'll hug her, and he'll just kiss her head and stroke her head and hold her and say, "Baby." Right, I don't have any more to say. Okay, I'm good. Running my way to him, I began running my way to him, running away from lying men, remaking myself within. He's got my heart, my remedy. I'm starting my life again. Running my way, I've got his grace, beginning to trust his plan. Now I've got a plan. He's letting go of all of the old meanings I've had, and getting me to run, spiraling upward, following God's plan now. Proving myself to him, I've begun proving myself to him. Living my life the way he wants, I'm following God my head. I've got his word planted in me, I'll drink every drop from him. Moving his way, I'll make it safe by faith through this wilderness. Following God's plan, I'm letting go of all of the old meanings I've had. He's getting me to run, spiraling upward, following God's plan now. Run, I see it.